Ladies and gentlemen, and our veterans, those who served in this war here at the Battle of the Bulge and around the globe, who served in World War II and the wars that preceded that, and those who serve today. It's an honor to be with you here in Belgium, to lead this Senate delegation to the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. And I want to recognize my colleagues from the Senate who are here. Senator Susan Collins, Senator John Barrasso, Senator Kristen Gillibrand, and Senator Maggie Hassan. I also recognize Congressman and Chairman McCall and his House members, and Administrator Nelson in his representation of the administrations of the United States of America. We thank all of you who have traveled here today for this very important and significant occasion. I represent the state of Kansas, the home of Dwight D. Eisenhower. In the United States Senate, I am the ranking member and incoming chairman of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs. In marking this commemoration in Belgium today and Luxembourg tomorrow, we are here to pay tribute to and to honor the memory of the men who fought for freedom on the European continent and those who remain here still lying in eternal rest in sites like Ardennes, the American Cemetery to the north, and Luxembourg American Cemetery to the southeast. Together, they are the final resting place for more than 10,000 Americans, and another 834 are memorialized on the wall of the missing. Places like these and the monuments where we are today are reminders of the price that were paid for the liberties that we each enjoy. The Battle of the Bulge was the largest, as we've heard, the most costly battle for the Americans during World War II. On the morning of December 16, 1944, under the cover of poor weather, Nazi Germany launched a final offensive seeking to divide Allied forces and to force a negotiated end to the hostilities on this Western Front. Despite being outnumbered, outgunned, short of supplies, it was here during the coldest winter in decades where the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division, the Screaming Eagles, held off the enemy's advances and bought time for the Allies to halt and counter the last gasp, the surprise attack of the enemy. This band of brothers was made up of men from every corner of the United States, such as Senator Collins' father, Don Collins, Senator Barrasso's father, John, and Senator Hassan's father, Robert Wood, and many more. Those of you here in attendance today who have loved ones who served, who answered the call, and to bear arms in this battle of the Bulge. On December 22, 1944, General Eisenhower, from that small town in Kansas called Abilene, sent the following message to every member of the Allied Expeditionary Force. General Eisenhower said, "The enemy is making his supreme effort. He is fighting savagely to take back all that you have won. But already in this battle, your gallantry has done much to foil his plans. In the face of your proven bravery, your fortitude, he, the enemy, will completely fail. But we cannot be content with just a mere repulse. By rushing out from his fixed defenses, the enemy may have given us the chance to turn his great gamble into his worst defeat. I call upon," Eisenhower speaking here, "I call upon every man of the Allies to rise now to new heights of courage, of resolution, and of effort. United in this determination and with this unshakable faith in the cause for which we fight, we will, with God's help, go forward to our greatest victory." With that message in the soldiers' minds and hearts, the fighting continued through Christmas. The soldiers huddled in their foxholes and prayed between shellings, echoing the prayers of their loved ones in church pews and around the dinner tables back home. As the calendar turned from 1944 to 1945, the Allied Army steadily drove back the enemy in a unified push toward victory. One day after the war ended on America's Independence Day, 1 year after the war ended on America's Independence Day, the people of Belgium broke ground on this site to demonstrate and to dedicate this patch of earth to the memory of the heroes of the Battle of the Bulge. In this center of this monument, there is an inscription that, when translated into English, reads, "The Belgian people remember their American liberators, July 4, 1946. I thought of that as we drove through this town and saw the Christmas ornaments, the trees, the stars, the lights. What happened here 80 years ago makes life possible here today and other places around our globe. This transatlantic partnership, forged in war, remains a pillar of strength for both of our nations, Belgium and the United States. And as Russia wages war in Ukraine, the bonds of NATO must grow stronger and continue to deter the aggression of our shared adversaries. The general indicated what the Germans were trying to accomplish, and I take his words to say we too must demonstrate the alliance cannot be shattered. We will stand together today, shoulder to shoulder, just as the soldiers who liberated this continent did 8 decades ago. 80 years after the Battle of the Bulge, we remember the cost paid by those who died here and those who served here. Time cannot, time must not dim the glory of their deeds. We often look for heroes, and we look in baseball parks and amphitheaters and sports figures, entertainers. We sometimes look to politicians to be heroes, and sometimes they are. But mostly we don't have to look very far for heroes. They are among us today in our hometowns across the United States of America. They are the ones who served. There's a small memorial back home in Abilene, Kansas. It's a memorial at the Presidential Library of Dwight D. Eisenhower that bears this inscription: "Let us be glad that such heroes have lived and mourn those who gave the ultimate sacrifice." Indeed, let us be glad for those heroes who have lived, those heroes who show us a way. And let us strive to live our lives in a manner worthy of their sacrifices. God bless you, veterans. Thank you for being our heroes and our role models. Thank you.